Let's try this. Yeah, that's going to be good. Come on, get in there. Good little thing. Good little spray thing. Bad little spray thing. I don't know how spray things work anymore. So I've got some interesting news. I have been looking through all of my old stuff and I found something that I thought I'd lost ages ago. And it is a packet of some of my old cutting blades. And that sounds relatively boring, and it kind of is relatively boring. But check this out. Okay. This is the cutting blade that I currently use. Well, was using. And this is the blade that I used to use. You can see that they are actually quite substantially different. I'm going to stick that over there so you can just see the difference. How's that? Yay! Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop this in. Here we go. Now the only problem is this will put a little bit of extra strain on my Dremel motor because, as they say, torque is cheap. That's a little bit of a sciencey joke there. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Here we go. So here we are. Let's grab you and stick you on like this. Here. Right. It's an old, cold, miserable night in Sydney. Tell you that much. Time for a little bit of sprucing up of the opal environment. As you can see, my spray bottle is working perfectly. I love my job. Yeah, well, it's not my day job, is it? There we go. That's nice. A bit better. A few things are looking a little bit more acceptable. Now, I'll give you an update on that wood opal that I was cutting last night. It's done really well. I'll get some more done on it, but it flew out of my hands and it's gone in behind the desk. So I'll have to get that later. I did try to get it, but I thought I'll just get the live stream happening. We'll get stuff going rather than worry too much about all the stuff that's happened. Just going to shut the door here because the birds are about to make a bit of a nuisance of themselves. And I've currently got my cutting glasses on, so hopefully I'm assuming that the cutting glasses are going to be a help, not a hindrance, but we'll see. Because you never know in this here business, you never know what is actually good for it and what is bad for it. It's raining. That's bad because it's freezing. For a spring day, it's absolutely ridiculously cold. Let's get this done. Yeah, pop that over there like so, and I'll just get that a bit more level. Shouldn't take too long to do that. I will use this. There we go, and then we will zoom in. Perfect. Then I've noticed there's a little bit of a defect that I'll have to correct. Also, raindrops keep falling on my head. There we go. Nice new shiny blade compared to old blade. Old blade, new blade. Much, much bigger blade. Yay. Now what we'll do is we'll just test it out on these things because, you know, what better way to test a blade than to completely destroy some opal. Here we go. On with the water. Like we need more water here. Far out. I have one more addition to make. I'll show you that in a little while. So I'm going to try and make it so that dopping issues are a thing of the past. I want to be able to just instantly get the opals sorted out. Now what's happened here is that this was left out in the sun, and so the wax is melted. It's an opal, mate. This one looks better. You're from Adelaide, are you? Such language from the cities of churches. I think this one has been... Okay, I promise you that I did put the opals on the dot correctly. It's just yesterday was a hot day. Today is not so hot a day. And the opals have literally, well, not the opals, but the dopping wax has melted. I really should readjust it, but that's good enough. That's going to the next stage. Have a look at this guy. I'll zoom in on him so you can see what the big deal is. You can see there's just a little bit of colour just sitting there in the end there. So let's try and get that out. I'm not too concerned with opal destruction here because as far as I know, the colour's right in the very centre, so just trying to get to the colour. See what we've got here. Yeah, we're doing better now. What I will do now is I will do I'll do the lens grinding action on the next machine. So these two have been done to my satisfaction. They're going on to the next machine. I can show you that in a little while, but let's get this guy done first. I don't even know if this guy's worth it. I think this one got lost in some of the hustle and bustle, and if they're lost in the hustle and bustle, sometimes it's just oversight, but sometimes just because the opal really isn't worth that much. But we'll see. Tell you what, with this really weird angle to the dop stick, not helping its case. I think it's a bit meh. Not going to worry too much about that one. Show you this guy, however. Nice little fella. Doing this on the heavy wheel can do two things. It can really save you time. It can also really mess up your opals bad. So just patience and moderation is the key here. But if you do it right, you really do start to make this process a little bit more efficient. And making the process efficient is important, even for people who do it for a hobby. If you cut conservatively, that means that you'll have plenty of material left over that you'll need to turn into, you know, smaller value stones, which means that you need to know how to cut relatively quickly low value stuff. That's very small, that's very intricate. Alright, that one's ready to go to the next level too. I'll do one or two of these and then I'll get on to some other really cool opals. Well, these are really cool. They're quite large, these ones, but these are already dopped. Watching the opal come out of the rock is more fun than this. This one, yeah. I'm more or less doing this one to get it out of the queue. There's a crack there that needs to go. If this one gets ruined, I won't shed too many tears, but I mean, it's quite big, so you know, if there's no real amazing shine in it, it's been nice and shined up and stuff, maybe $20. So, but if there's colour in it, of course, then it's by the carat, you know, $100 or more. But just moving on, we're not going to worry too much about that one. This kind of thing is kind of where we're at. These sorts of nice coloured ones. Put that one away because that's not what we're going to go for. Today, what are we going to do? We're going to see if there's any colour in this guy. There is some colour in here because you can see it literally in the bottom here. But we never know how much that colour is going to get increased or decreased as you cut it. So let's find out. First thing I'm doing is I'm clearing the sand from the back of it so that we can see clearly what's underneath that layer. This particular opal has a colour bar in it, and I'll show that to you in a second. The colour bar is not here. It's not the bit I'm currently hacking away anyway. This particular stone is from Cooper Pedy. And what we know of Cooper Pedy is it's a moderately hard stone, which is nice. But it also means that it is prone to fracture as you cut it. So you've got to be fairly careful with how you cut it. I'm a bit gung-ho. I think you'll find that other people, they use sintered wheels and all sorts of measures to make sure that they're protecting their Cooper Pedy stones as they cut them. I just try to make as soft an angle as possible, and that usually reduces most of the issues. Once again, trading time for skill, which is depends on how skilled you are. I'm not necessarily pretending to be skilled, actually. I've done enough of them to understand what I'm doing. There's people who have been in the game for years, and I can't hold a candle to them. Right, that's that off, and I notice a bit of a chip happening there. So obviously my strategy of being extra skilled is not actually paying off. That's alright. I did just get a little bit more brutal then. Okay. Now I'll just carve the edges into something a little bit smoother so that we don't get as much material flying off. We have nice soft edges everywhere. Life is a bit better for the opal. So let's do that. Right, so here's the colour bar. You can see that little bit of blue that's going all the way through the opal. Hello, Gilly. Oh, my day's been pretty good. I bought a birthday present for my girlfriend. I dropped my child off at school this morning really, really early. That was not very fun. Also, you're up the coast, aren't you, Gilly? Because, like, here it is freezing. Now, if you're from Canada, people, you're not going to think that an Australian freezing is the same as a Canadian freezing, but it's freezing anyway. Allow us Aussies to complain about the cold, basically. Yeah, I reckon there's snow on the mountains, and just to make things more confusing, Canada has blue mountains as well, allegedly. And both of us refer to them as the Blue Mountains. I think when they were naming them, the people who were naming them, they didn't quite get their email addresses all sorted out so that they could, you know, exchange notes. Yeah, well, there's rain literally here, and I'm asking myself how much can I actually bear, because like there's a little bit of splash hitting the back of my neck as I'm doing this, and temperature's sitting at about 11 degrees. What's that? 20, 30 Fahrenheit, I'd say. And what's it all for? This thing. She's not giving me any joy whatsoever. Let me try and let's coax some life out of it by angling it a bit. Let's try that angle, see what that does. I'm not sure it's doing much. He's not going to play ball. I'm not going to play ball with it. So, we'll see. Maybe we can get some... I noticed some colour happening here. Alright, I'm going to make a cab on the assumption that it's going to face up this side. It's the best assumption we have, but it's not a good one. Just keeping an eye on all other sides, just in case something shows up, but I think this is the best we've got. That's okay. I'm sure something else will come along. I've got a stack of knobbies still, and what I might do before I get to the stack of knobbies though is I'll try and break my duck with something. So we'll try and get some nice stone happening. This one is just not going to cooperate at all. Most uncooperative piece of opal, this one. I'm going to write a note to your manager. You do that. Whoa, whoa, feisty. Alright. $100 million years for that? Come on, you call yourself an opal? I reckon though if you insult the opals too much, they hear you. They go, this guy's a bully. Don't shine for him. No way. Well, something beginning with bull anyway. Do you reckon it'll double it? Let's see. Maybe. Nah. Oh, you can't even see that. It's not doing much. I wouldn't be too concerned that you can't see that. Alright, I'm giving up on that one. This one has got allegedly a colour bar right in the middle here. So let's just clean that up and see what it looks like. Might get something from this. I think this is show opal. Once again, the place of origin is Cooper Beatty, and ooh, I think I've accidentally hit a belemnite. Okay, what you can see here is you can see that little arch structure there. That's a belemnite that's filled in, I think. I don't know if I want to keep. Well, I've gone too far now. That sucks. Because what I'm seeing here, I buy them, mate, but I don't buy them particularly expensive. I get the opal that John West rejects. So most people buy it by the gram or by the carat. I buy it by the kilo. Now, a kilo in American money is £2. Now, the people who cut opals professionally, they are going to spend a huge amount of time and marketing trying to sell a stone that's worth $10,000, $20,000. They quite frankly do not have the time for anything less. So they will just offload. They will offload the rough sometimes fairly disreputably too. Other times they'll just find a person who's willing to buy. Have a look at this. There's a nice piece of colour just sitting under there. Other times they'll be happy enough just to find someone who will cut a lesser stone, allegedly lesser stone anyway. What you're really doing is you're playing lotto with it. You're saying, I'm betting that they've missed something. And I've won that bet so many times. It's I've determined that it is a skill to actually be able to identify opal. It's not just something you can do randomly, but it's a learnable skill. Now this colour is there for sure, but I think it's facing the wrong way. I'm going to go from this side and see what happens, but not holding my breath here. We'll get something eventually. Yeah, look at that. That's you can see that thing right in the middle of it, and you can see that it's coming out there. I'm not going to say beaten by sand yet, because we've got a lot of fighting to do yet. And what I can do is just get in there like that. So what I'm doing now is I'm specifically targeting that sand. We'll see what we're left with. Not bad, not bad. Let's see, what can we do here? So this is the opal version of positive thinking. I think we have managed to clear the sand. We'll see. We'll see what that line in the middle has to do. We might have to do something about it, but not bad. Fortunately, I quickly pivoted when I realised there was stuff going wrong, and I went this side rather than the other side. And all of a sudden, we're up to the colour. Okay, so that's going to break at that point. Anyway, will I break it here? No, I'm going to carve it. This is annoying because that sand is right in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out the sand and at the same time carve the opal in half. Because it's slightly angled, but it doesn't need to be like that. There we go. And as you can see, the angle is quite annoying. I'm not going to say beaten by sand, because sand is the reason why it's there in the first place. So we're not going to be a part of a sand-hating group around here. But the sand has proved to be somewhat frustrating in this opal. Well, now what I'll do is I'll just cut a token out of this, because we're starting to really get into tiny little pieces and I just can't be bothered. I want to get into something nice and big. We've got this one too to cut if we want to, and that will get us better results. Let's see where we go here. Where do we go now? It's a nice colour, it's just not enough of it. Okay, cool. Sweet color of my not singing through the nose enough, aren't I? No, that's pathetic. Let's not do that anymore. Such annoyment. Okay, let's go into here. I'm going to pour out some of the heavy artillery. Emergency open for such a situation. Ugh. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit there and cut it, and you're going to see it as it emerges. This looks like the potch side, so I'm going to face it with this area on the bottom, and I'll do a slight curiosity approach. I'm not sure I can manage that exactly, but we'll see how we go. Curiosity approach as you're not going to see it until it's completely finished. Not really. You're going to sort of see it as it emerges, but I'll try and keep it as curious as possible. So I'm now doing the back, flattening the back out. See if I can. Are you joking? The back's going to be just as good as the front. This is the curiosity approach, man. Man, these opals have been really nasty to me, aren't they? Okay, let's just do the front now. Have to facet it, I think. I'm going to give it a slight freeform shape because I think it's appropriate for this guy, being a little bit recalcitrant. I'm really not seeing a good face though. Let's just carve this in, see what we've got. See what he's got. Mine's probably facing, yeah, that'd be about right. It's facing this side. Now, before you think that opal buying is a really easy business, it's not. I'm not the best opal buyer out there, but basically, I think that if you've been buying opal for maybe 6 months and you've spent some serious coin, you'll kind of understand the pitfalls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it on this side. This is probably going to double it up nicely, but once again, even the big guns are not helping me out. Let's have a look there. No, not helping me. It's not a bad stone, it's just you can't see it. So let's give this heavy artillery another shot. Sometimes this happens, sometimes you go, oh, that's going to be a really good stone. Now, I think I've made a mistake with my heavy artillery this time. If we zoom in, you'll see that there is some colour there, definitely, but that colour is a crack. So, let's just pretend that everything's okay. Carve out that crack, and hopefully something, oh my goodness. Okay, I take that all back. Look at this. But I'll try and get it for you. Oh, come on, you've got to do it. You've got to show them. You've got to show them. Here we go. There, see that? Look at that. Beautiful. I reckon I can extract that. That's some nice colour. That's some really nice colour. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Now it did seem to originate from a crack. I think this is actually the remains of some webbing. So what I'm going to say is the top of this opal is where it's going to face. I might be wrong. I might be wrong about this, but the top might be where it's going to face. So I'm going to very carefully extract down from the top and see how it all goes. Wish me luck, guys. Let's do it. I thought when I saw it, I'm going, nah, I've made a mistake. This isn't a colourful opal at all. And I was right, because it was a crack, but underneath the crack was just something spectacular. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know, you sometimes just get lucky. I can see also that there's all sorts of colour. There is literally a crack here though. I'm just trying to work out how to negotiate this crack. I might have to just slice along it. If you can't beat it, you join it. There's no point in trying to stabilise a crack which is well ingrained, so you may as well just get in there. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve this down, because once the crack hits the surface, I will then cut along it, if the opal doesn't fall apart at that point. I'm hoping the opal doesn't fall apart, but if it does, we'll just hope that it falls apart at a good spot. Because we know we're going to have to cut it in half anyway, may as well fall. Stop and evaluate. Now, yeah, let's just give this one a little bit more oomph. The thing about it is, when these opals are so asymmetrical, you think you're cutting a nice straight line on this side, and then you realise you're doing nothing of the sort. But I did notice where this line was terminating, which is just here. So maybe I'll just start carving along here. Yeah, that's a good idea, so long as I'm doing the right... Yep, I am. So we will just carve along here too. I'll just cut like that. Hopefully that's good enough to give me some... Yeah, see how that direction suddenly shifted? I'll show you. Now it's partially my cack-handedness and partially the way the opal does it, but you can see that sometimes the lines just don't add up. So you've got to be a bit cautious, but I'll straighten that line out. I'm not saying this is the opal's fault, because I was there at the time. You've got to accept the blame if you do something silly. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I saw something. Look at this. Look at this. Look, did you see that? Okay, I'm going to straighten it out. There's going to be some facing that's required here, but wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, come on. Show me where the money is. Just there. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to bring that end in. I'm going to roll it all in. Try and make that the focus of the opal. Should be relatively easy to do. Now I'll cut this corner off because the colour is just too brilliant to just grind away, and I'll grind most of that away, so I'll keep that for a pointer later. Now what I'm doing is I'm cutting across to see where that colour actually is terminating. And as you can see, it's terminating, just the colour bar is going across. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to just get rid of this material on top. Yeah, there's green and there's red, there's everything, mate. This is a good find. Hopefully, if I just come in on this side, we'll see. So nerve-wracking, because this is like, do this wrong, it's $1,000 mistake. But fortunately, I think, yeah, I've still got this half to do. So any mistakes that I do with this piece, I'll remember, probably, who knows. I'll try and remember the mistakes and I'll try and rectify them. I could just leave it like that, but I think I'm going to be a bit aggressive. Try and get what I can out of it. Just so you can see what I'm seeing. There's the green. There's not the green apparently. Hang on, I'll move this forward so we can really have a look. Usually if you've got the light facing forwards, that's when you get, oh come on. It's just glimmering away there and you're doing nothing. You just have to believe me, it's good. Hang on. I think you can see a little bit here. There it is. Facing away, but you've got to understand this is much, much better than what you're seeing on the camera. But this piece is essentially an experiment in facing, a very expensive experiment, but an experiment nonetheless. Okay, so there's the green, it's coming through. Yeah, okay, cool. Right. So if I angle it like that, what's going to happen? Nice, okay. So I think we've hit the point of diminishing returns here. We're just going to finish off the sides of the stone. Straighten out the bottom and get ready to dot, because this is pretty much perfect. Now what I'll have to do is I'll have to grab, you know, some sun strength lighting when I complete the stone and put the pictures in, because it's just not behaving itself. Oh sorry, got to zoom out again. You can see some of the green there. Alright, I'll zoom out again so you can actually see what's going on. Sorry about that. Just when you're concentrating on how good a stone happens to be, you just forget the little details, like the fact you're cutting to an audience. Now I'm just bringing edges in. Considering they sell opals by the carat, you realise that, you know, like every one of these little cuts theoretically might be like $10 being taken off the value of the stone. Think about how many times I've done that. And that's why I do this for a hobby, not a career. Right. This is as far as I'm going here, but one thing I do know is that this thing is encouraging me to put a massive dome on it. And I'll try and zoom in, see if this opal's actually going to play ball with us. Just believe me that what I'm seeing is much better than what you're seeing. But yeah, you can see some flashes of colour. Imagine those flashes of colour are like 10 times brighter than what you're seeing. I'll try and, yeah, there, at that extreme angle there. Now, at that extreme angle for me, it's just unbelievable. But the extreme angles are where the opal seems to be coming out, and that means that I've got to put a really high dome on it. And I will oblige, because high domes are worth a lot of money. But I'm going to put that aside for the time being, and we're going to have a look at this other one and see if we can learn all of the lessons from that cut. Because this is the same stone, I just cut it in half. Much bigger because, well, it'll end up pretty much the same size. Whoop, that, there, thank you. Alright, so what do? Just looking at it, trying to assess what's going to happen. I'm thinking if I just carve along there, hopefully, first things first, I'm just trying to establish where the ends of these colour bars are. There is one end, there is the other end. Okay. So we've got room, but we've got less room than I expected. Just got to be careful, just nipping off the edge of this colour bar here. Once again, I'm going to carve off this end because A, it helps me to find out where everything is, and B, I'll be able to carve another stone out of it. You'll see why I did that in a second. Okay, so now I can see precisely where that colour bar is headed. Now I've got two options. I think both of them are good options. Basically I've got this corner or this corner to take off. It's literally flip a coin, and I think I'm going to take this corner off just because it's messier. And if I correct whatever's going on here, then that might do well. And if not, correcting it just flattens it out and makes it the base of the opal, and I'll flip it over and try again. I think we've got it. By Jove, I think we've got it. Let's try, eh? It's this side here. That's the problem now. Where is that side coming through? Yeah, I think we got it. Facing is the biggest of the pains. If we face it correctly, we win. If I face it incorrectly, get a stone that's half the spectacularity. Ha! Spectacularity! What a wonderful word. Okay. Coming in from extreme angles everywhere. And I'll just actually carve this base out a bit too. Flatten that out. Of course, the moment I flatten this out, look at that, suddenly comes good. I'll zoom in and show you. Allegedly, I'll show you. Got to figure out where, there you go, you can see where that, yeah, see that colour there. So I'm just going to, let's have a look and see. Yeah, I got it, finally. Exactly as I said, if it doesn't work out, it becomes a base, and then the base is already flat, so I can drop it for the opal, and in we come for the win. Yeah. Woohoo. May even have been a bit too celebratory. Maybe I celebrated too early. Perhaps it's like that. Let's see. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the sides in. It's going to become a cab. It's about a 1 carat cab, but if it's what I think it's going to be quite spectacular. So I'm not going to muck around with it too much, to be honest. So I'll put it onto the dot stick and let it become the opal that it wants to be. Did I do it again? Sorry. Honestly. Forget my own head if it weren't screwed on. Yeah, so we need to angle it a bit, but that's alright. One more little cut, and then that's it. I'm not playing with it anymore because it's too valuable to just to just play with. I'll put that away. You'll just have to believe me on that. It's unbelievable. Look at this. The opal that I just finished cutting, I'll just zoom in on it just so you can see. It's just sitting there. I'll zoom in. Oh, come on. The moment go up here. Zoom in on it. That one there. You can see the colour. See that red? Glowing like fire it is. That's really bright from here. Anyway. In order to get you that picture, I ruined my angles. There we go. Back a bit, there we go. Perfect. And let's get some cloth off here. I think we're just about ready for it. Okay. That one's already done. Move it on. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I've got damp sleeves. Like my sleeves have fallen into the water, and now they're all wet, and it's cold, and it's mucky, and it's horrible. I'll do another open. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Let's have a look at this guy. Ooh. Well, congratulations, Steve. Tonight you will have this opal. It is completely blue in certain areas and it's got a lot of cracks on it. That purple bit might have to come off. Back to you, Ken. Well, hello there, Ken. I think the opal dust has got to me. Yes, I'm having a good day. Enjoy your coffee. If I have coffee, I'm not going to sleep tonight. But hopefully this thing will be an enjoy your morning kind of stone. Okay, so this piece was it seemed to have fused on, so stick it over there and maybe later on we'll enjoy the fruits of our troubles, but we're going to work on this bit, I reckon. I'm always a bit of a conservative cutter until you get the really valuable stones, and then the value of being conservative is just not there. Because if you ruin the main stone just to save a few carats of opal to cut later, that's just not a deal you should make. Right, now we know that there's a lot of colour on the sides here, so that's a bring it in and see what happens job. So I'd be saying this is sort of like a semi-crystal opal, I reckon. Semi-crystal, and these have a habit of turning on you, either turning good or turning bad. I think seeing I've done that other opal and I'm pretty impressed with it, I'm pretty happy. I might even try hunting for that other wood opal because that's a nice one. You'll see what I've done with it. I've cut it as a freeform, which is not my usual style, but I thought in the circumstances probably appropriate. It's really not giving me much at the moment. I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to start hoping for a cap. Sometimes when you like pretty drastic crap like this, it pays off. Either way, it's CAD practice. That's too small to do that for. But I was kind of hoping that that colour would have remained, but it didn't. Seems to have just scraped off the surface, but that's okay. I got to see that other opal, and yesterday I got to see an even better opal. Like, I mean, I live a charmed life, and so I can't complain. Just because the odd opal doesn't go well, what am I? Because like I'm paying next nothing for this opal, and I'm complaining if it goes wrong. Come on. By my calculations, another delivery will be arriving tomorrow anyway. So I'll do that whole sifting through the opal, and you'll see it in my shorts, like not in my pants shorts, in my short video shorts. You'll see whatever I'm being able to get, and those ones are really candid. I'll go out into the sunlight, presuming there is sun, it's raining here. I'll go out into the sunlight, I'll just tip out the opal dry, and sure enough, there's something blinking back at me. It's one of the most amazing feelings ever. And it doesn't matter if there's no colour, sometimes it's just satisfying making the cab. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm quite happy here. Have I ever made anything? Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of making a pit guard for my daughter, believe it or not. I should have finished it by now. Her birthday's a long time ago, but I basically got all the opal bits and super glued them onto a black frame. Really nice. I got a bit stuck because I'm going, man, some of those opal bits I could have polished them before I stuck them on, but like it's hundreds and hundreds. It's quite a labour of love. So that might get finished at some stage. I've also made a pendant which allegedly went to a celebrity in the United States. Hopefully, when I get all of the metallurgy sorted out, learn how to smith silver properly without destroying my furnaces. Yeah. I think tomorrow's going to be a good day. It'll be evening by the time I've determined that, but well, for the Americans anyway. Okay, so it's a nice cab, sort of, but I would have preferred something a bit better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the knobbies now, because knobbies are less. Knobbies an interesting material. I'm just going to throw a few pieces out, then I'll decide which one I'm going to use. I think this guy's piqued my interest. It's sort of a knobby, sort of a partial. This one here is probably nothing, but there's sand here. I want to see what's under the sand. I just want to see it. So here is a similar deal to what I've been buying before. Basically, no colour is what they said. Let me show you why I like no colour. If you have a look, let's zoom in on this guy. Now don't get excited, because it might mean nothing, but you can see that blue that's just poking through there. To me, that's not no colour. And I'm not being, Bronx about it. That is colour. Opals in the oven. This is one of them. This is another one of them. Now, I've got to be careful how I say this, because the opals in the oven, I didn't get much colour out of them. I got one picture stone. But my conclusion, and this is the proof of the pudding here, it's very hard to spot, but there's actually colour in that matrix. So I haven't seen any amazing colour, but I have seen some colour sitting in the matrix, which means that yes, theoretically, Cooper Pedy stones can be treated. It's just a case of finding the right stone. It's also a case of getting the water to stop landing on your lap. Alright, let's get this dobby out of the way, because I think if there's anyone that's going to do good, it'll be this one. So, like the Eminem song and Two Trailer Park Girls, I'm not going to exactly explain that. Let's get rid of the sound. Guess who's back? Dr. Phil's back. Tell a friend. Never left, never left, never left, never left. I've created a monster. No one wants me. Whatever. Shady. Chopped liver. That's about all I can remember of it. No, for the love of Mike. Yoik, 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 yoik. Ah, ah, ah. There, perfect. Sorry, guys. I went to a couple of friends and I said, listen, I don't know quite how to do this, but I need to create cameras and camera angles that I can program as scenes, which means a much more sophisticated setup. I don't know exactly what to think of that. This is wood opal. Guys, this is wood opal. It's not a knobby. Okay, the reason I can see that is I can literally see, let's zoom in. Okay, you can see these filaments that are going through. This is a stem. Now, I know it's hard to understand, and it's too hard for me to explain why I know this. But that is a Glossopteris stem. Cut across, and it's at the root level. This is because when I went to the Hunter Valley, where my partner used to live, there was nothing but Glossopteris fossils. I only found Glossopteris fossils. And that's what it looks like if you cut the stem across at the root at the base of the plant. So I know that for a fact. So I know what this is. It's not a knobby, it's wood opal for a fact. But the good news about this is wood opal is finicky, but you can sometimes get a pretty good result. So I'm quite happy to keep cutting it. Now when you find a Glossopteris like this, they call it Glossopteris spinosoidal or something like that, because it literally looks like you've cut someone's spinal column in half. Just finding out where all of the... Okay. So what we've got here is we've got the, it seems to me, just seems, that we've got a colour bar just running that way. And we've literally got a sand bar which is running that way as well. So I started going that way. I should have gone a little bit further down that side. So like this, I'll actually correct it. Okay, so that's probably what I should have done. Let's see if we could flip it around and see if that works. Works better than it did before, but not quite. What I'll do is Hello, I'm the wide-mouthed frog. How are you doing? Okay. What I'll do is I'll just very carefully cut across here, see what we get. And I'll cut across here. See how deep this sand actually goes. Not very deep. Glad I was gentle. We can literally see it running along there, so let's just make sure we're not hitting any precious opal. We'll go a bit lower and join it up here. And then join it up here. That's a bit of a conservative cut. Now the deal is, if you do it this way, hopefully, I may even get my opal torch out. just have a quick look, because you'll see connecting bits of opal if you use a laser. I think no matter what, this piece is going. This will give us a good chance to look right into it. So, what's it doing? Just like all wood opal, it's not behaving, which is expected, but that doesn't mean we give up on it. It means that we just try a bit harder. So this, it started to resolve. It started to resolve here. The sand is still there. Let's just roll that sand in, see what we get. The trouble is, I kind of know what I'm looking at. So where's the stem I was talking about before? There it is. So if I know, yeah, so I've just cut through the edge of that stem. That might be a problem, might not be either. Because we're looking at it from two perspectives. One is from the fossils perspective. You can actually see some nice radial lines going there. From the fossils perspective, yes, the structure is X, Y, and Z, but the structure might be partially sand. So we've got to follow the cavities where the opal has formed, which is a little bit different. Now this is getting dark just on the edge here, which tells me that it's solidifying here. Let's give this a shot. And this is why I love doing this knobby stuff, because it's just like, you don't know what you're going to get. Oh, there's some beautiful colour. I just got to get it out there. Just got to get that colour out. And very gently carve through here. At the moment, I'd say there's an 80% chance that that this is not going to work. Just so that you know, I'm going to give it my best shot, but this is a toughie. Okay. There may even be a point where I think it's worth stopping and polishing it up with the sand in it, because we might not get any better, but we'll see. I'm not scared to highlight sand. In case you were wondering why I was talking about that matrix opal before, it was because Gilly, who's been following my channel pretty closely, he mentioned, he asked me a question about the opal I've been cooking. And if you go through my channel after this stream and look for cooking opals in the shorts, you'll see what he's talking about. Okay, so and sorry guys, I don't, YouTube properly, so I don't link videos to other videos, so you're not going to go through a giant video escapade with me. Well, probably not anyway. I'll just do whatever YouTube wants, not what I want. I think that's okay. You'll probably get sick of opal cutting after a while. Here we go. Oh, by the way, if you're new to the channel, I do a lot of opal cutting. I do a lot of bird rescue stuff. And I do a lot of, well, whatever I want, really. So you might see something on a war that's erupted somewhere. You might see something on astronomy. You might see something on astrology even. Whatever I feel like. I'm a soil scientist by training, so I might do that. If someone has done statistics wrong, I might just try and school everyone on statistics. So I bet you're looking forward to that one. It's just how I roll. Hello opal guy. Now if you don't want to like and subscribe my channel, see that opal guy down there? Like and subscribe his, because he probably talks more common sense. Well, if you don't think I'm talking sense, maybe he will. Are you releasing any videos, Opal Guy? Yes, that is a plug. Just gotta wash it away. In case you haven't been watching Opal Guy, this is a wood opal, so he's pretty good with opals himself, so he knows what that implies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the top off this because I've already done a lot. And you never know. Oh, I can see some dark under that, which means it's a core. Very interesting opal, this. Very interesting opal. What's going on here is that, yes, it looks like a knobby because it sort of is a knobby, but it's formed very differently to how normal knobbies form. Because it's formed in the void of a tree that has decayed away. Yeah, so here's what you call the knobby material. You can see that black core. That's what you expect to see in a knobby. That is just absolutely fascinating. Look at that. Don't know if it's valuable, but it's fascinating. Let's cut the back of it. Gently, because I can see some green. Not the American green either. Okay, we're starting to get... Look at this. Hello, 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 hello. Finally getting some crystal through it all. Not sure how... Yes. Well, we'll see. I'll carve this out. This bit here. Carve this bit out. That was a good call. Okay, so what I'm going to do very gently... Is that a good idea? Yeah, it is, because I can see the line. There, look, I've already started that line. So we go straight along here. Angle it away from the opal, and hopefully that's good enough. Yeah. These things angle away in all sorts of directions, so it's very hard to keep track of it all. And it's wood opal, like I said, there's an 80% chance it's not going to work out. Still trying. I'm going to leave that piece because it's got a very interesting structure, but I can carve it. Can I carve it diagonally? Yeah, I can. I'll just carve it diagonally and see what I get. But it's really starting to move into very small opal territory. So I'm going to leave that probably. Although, can I make a pointer out of it? Don't think so. Well, I tried. Opal is the winner. In a very real sense, yes. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got here. There's so much sand through it. There are some people who'd be saying, why even bother? Because it's fun, is my answer. Oh, if I get something out of this, cracking out some bubbly. Wonder how much of my Australianism is actually getting understood around the world. Oh yeah, go a dirty bird at the moment. Is anyone able to translate that? Just Chucky Yui, go to the bottle. Just near the servo, mate. Oh, that went a bit cockeyed. I think it did me a favour there. It's a small stone, but it's one I can get out, I think. So, let's see how far that particular pocket goes. That's where the rubber meets the road. Oh, come on, we can do this. We can do this. Sorry, there's just this colour that's just waiting to come through, but there's a giant chunk of sand in the way. If I get this to work at all, I'm calling it a success. Okay, so I've cut all the sand out of it. Let's see what we've got left. Not exactly the biggest opal in the world, but oh, more sand. Good on you. Right. Are we done now? Good. Right, so I'll carve that in like so. It's only going to be a pointer, but it's going to work. It's going to be an opal. It's going to be a ridiculously small opal, but it's an opal. Ha ha ha. You thought you could win. But no, I just keep going until most of you is powder, and I've got this tiny little stone. Alright. Look at that. Oh dear. You thought you'd good win. Okay, there it is. I'm not going to cut anymore. I'll actually dot that up, because damned if I'm going to let that beat me. It's tiny, but I'm not letting it beat me. Okay, let's see what else is left here and see if there's something that we can actually work with. Well, there's opal here, but it's all potch opal. We'll have a look. It's jumping off the machine. Really wants to be cut, doesn't it? Get rid of that. Let's have a look elsewhere. Yeah, I'm not going to persist with this piece too much, I don't think. Not unless something really jumps out at me. Something jumped out at me. So what I'm doing is I'm angling away from the sand, because there is some precious opal just sitting here. I think it's too small to work with. I'm not going to do that whole thing again. There's quite a lot of to do there. Well, yeah. So, you know, if anyone wants to have a crack at that, go right ahead. I'm going to go back a bit. Oh, come on. It's because my hands are so wet now. There we go. Just going to wipe you down. There you are. How are you feeling now? It's just like, you know, wiping the muck off a baby's face. Right, here we go. Let's see what's left here. This has got considerably more opal, but it's all potch opal from the looks of things. But we'll see. We'll do what we can with it. It was certainly a learning experience for all of us, wasn't it? Basically, the lesson is wood opal is quite tough to cut. You only cut really, yeah, have a look at this. Once I've cut it, the sand goes straight through. So we're not going to go anymore. What I'm going to do here, I'm getting very cold, so it's starting to bite me. So I've got two opals here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this I don't think there's anything in this, but I want to know what's underneath that sand. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Okay. There is opal under here. Just not cutting through like you'd expect. So there's these really thin opal veins sitting in there. I don't think they're worth investigating. They'll just collapse. Let's get in under there. Come on. As long as we find out what's under there, don't care that much. Okay. Suspiciously like another chunk of wood opal. Well, should I complain? It was marketed as knobbies. Yeah, you can see once again this is a chunk of stem, but we'll see. Now typically you get nice wood opal, it's spectacular. This is anything but. This is just like wood opal that never really tried. Like a sad children's book, the wood opal that never tried. Woe is me, said the wood opal. Can't you do something, said the tree. I'm afraid I can't, because I'm all stoned up. And the wood opal sat there for approximately 100 million years, then got hit with an axe. Ow, said the wood opal. What did you do that for? I'm sorry, said the miner, I thought you were valuable. But you're clearly not. And into the trash pile he went. The end. What a lovely story. Can't wait for someone to do the illustrations. Ow, said the wood opal. Yeah. Well, I know how you feel because I'm going through that phase right now with this guy. But I'll just carve this out and then I might cut it in half and see what we've got. Oh, I have to get the manager. Don't know what's wrong with my voice. I've just been talking too long. I think this particular opal is based on a Alabama man, equisitophyte, or whatever you call them. Yeah, well, YouTube is actually promoting them, so what I'm doing is I'm taking advantage of that. Weren't you the one who suggested the vertical format? Someone who is not me suggested the vertical format, I know that much. I think our dum-de-dum, the wood opal, is a bit past it. I'll just cut straight through these two black spots just to see if there's anything, because sometimes it's just a matter of facing. Whee! Off you go. What have we got? Not much. We've just got the cambium. What those black spots were the xylem. So you can see the xylem there. You can see the cambium rings sitting there. I'm going to go any further with that one. Let's have a look at this guy. What I'll do is I'll quickly cut through this. I'm getting very, very cold. It's rapidly deteriorating around here. So cold. I'm presuming that in the United States, 20 or 30 Fahrenheit is not cold to you, but it is to us. Yeah, I think that's mostly rubbish. And now I'll just bring it in. See what happens as we bring it in. I think I'm on the correct orientation here, and I'm so deeply suspicious this is more wood opal. I'm not worried. It's just that when I measured it out, and yes, I did measure it out and weighed it and all that, I didn't actually weigh it for the sake of knowing how much this whole stone weighed, but for the sake of data collection. That's another story. But when I measured it out, I wrote it down as knobby opal. Which kind, round knobby opal or witch's hat or something like that. And if it's actually wood opal, then my data collection is wrong. Whatever are we going to do? Well, Opal Guy, I'm going to credit you with it, whether you want to be credited or not. Let's see, let's just pop this over here. Let's have a look. I thought I saw a flash of green there. Whoop. Maybe it was just a flash of broken opal. There we go. Looks like this is coming to naught as well. Congratulations for lots and nothing. Look at all this nothing. Amazing amount of nothing. Yay, look at all the nothing. We'll just go from this side. Just to, hedge our bets to make sure that we definitely get nothing. Oh yes. That's high quality nothing you've got there. Excellent. Activate the nothing. Something! 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 Look at that! Yay! And it's a good something too. Hang on. Glad I did this. Okay, I'm going to have to cut along there. Got no choice. But look at that. Yay! There it is. Look at that. All right. At the end of it, it just comes out. It just goes, yep, here I am. Nice little flash of blue. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll play this stupid game. I'll come out. I'll be a nice little piece of opal for you. Look at that. I'm just feeling like that. Was it the ram that tried to butt a hole in the dam? Cause he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got hot apple pie in the sky. So when we try to cut an opal, try to find a word that rhymes with opal. Not easy. Alright, look at that. Zooming in. Look at that. Yeah, baby, yeah. Unbelievable. Okay, we're going to zoom out. We're going to try exactly the same stunt with this other bit. Wherever I put it. I just got too happy. I was sitting there going, oh, we've got opal, we've got opal, we've got opal. I just chucked everything and ran for it. Is this it? No, that's not it. That's another bit. Where are you? Not you. Is it you? It's not you. Is it you? Not you. That is part of it. Is that part of it? Ah, there you are, I think. Is that you? Yeah, that's you. Let's get you done. So I've got sister stones. Pretty cool. Bit of sand in this one though. Have to try and solve the sand issue. Looks like we cut it at just the right spot. Happy accident is what you call that. Okay, that bit's going to have to go. So it's going to be substantially smaller, but that's alright. I'm just glad to get anything at this point. Yeah, if I'd have started with the other side I would have been fairly depressed because this isn't coming to as much as the previous bit did. But there you go, nice little chunk of opal there. Nice little round. It'll only be half a carat or so. There's a few little chunks in there, not going to worry about that, not going to worry about that. What about this piece? Yeah, it's maybe worth worrying about. Let's have a look. There we go. Well, that was a pretty easy cut. I mean, I'm not getting great opal out of these ones. The other ones that I cut before, that nice red one was a brilliant one. But this one is hardly that. But it's, you know, 10, 20 bucks or something. It all adds up. So there we go, nice little stone there. So in the end, we're just starting to just pull together just a few little nice stones. Let's grab this guy. What's this one doing? Yeah, once again, if I just carve from this end. Nice high dome. Good work there. Yeah, I'll just literally flatten this side here and then I'll drop it and the rest will be done by the drop. There we are. Another nice stone. Another 10 bucks. So, you know, I mean, maybe 500 bucks if we're lucky this session, but, you know, better than nothing. Better than a slap in the face with a wet fish, as they say. And here's this piece here. This is from previous sesh. I'll just quickly get this one done because it's actually quite nice. Nice, see what's going on there. So, off with its head. Ding! Right. You have to make these brutal decisions sometimes. You always end up with much smaller stones. Some guy was saying, oh yeah, usually 80% of the stone goes, I'm like 80 nothing. Flat enough on the bottom for me to just use the zoom in. Be nice if you sparkled for someone. Selfish little stone. You're going to sparkle now? Sparkling a bit. It's a good one. It's pin 5. So, 5 or 6 tiny little stones and 2 pretty big ones. Not massive, about 1 carat. Better than nothing. So this is me with my beautiful magnifying goggles on. I forget. I'm saturated. Doesn't feel good. Yeah, poking the eye with a sharp stick. That's the other one. So the Americans have got those kinds of phrases as well, I presume. Oh, what's that? Is that a Loki? That's a Loki. How'd you get? Hello. You won't like my hands. They're cold and wet and disgusting. She does not care. Yeah. I'm coming. Come on, Max. You've bit me, what, 3 live streams in a row? I'll just say that, I've experimented with this stuff here. You can come out, Max. Come on, out you get. I've experimented with this stuff. Just found it. And so I'm using that as cage material. Hello, Max. Max is our resident abused bird. Trying to help him with a bit of rehab. I know. Hello, Key. Opal Guy wants to talk to you. Got anything to say to Opal Guy? Cutting up tuna. Ooh. The Sleeping Lives. I haven't seen that. What do I find near Wagga Wagga? I presume it's opals they're talking about. There you go. Flip around. Yay. You know what? There's actually a make yourself look more beautiful button. Let's see what that does. Retouch. Look any better? I'm not going to explain that joke, Loki, because you might get a bit depressed. Don't worry, she's just sleeping. Don't tell her the joke. All right. Hello. Well, you're not sleeping. I don't have to nail you to the perch, do I? Scratch. There you go. Oh, really? Yeah, well, we'll end the stream pretty soon, so it's all good. All right. We'll see how Pony's going. Now, you'll see the black materials on the bottom. I did that like about 12 hours ago, and look what they've done. No appreciation around here. Hello, Pony. Same with Pony. No appreciation. Actually, I've heard that pigeons make terrible, terrible nests. So we've just got to appreciate the effort that she's put in. There we go. All right. So these birds are going to have a little bit of a fly around, I think. Hello. You want to have a fly, do you? Yeah. What's going on with your front feathers, huh? What's going on there? All right. What I'll do is 7 a.m. here. Oh, wow. Well, good morning. Oh, there goes a feather. That is a covert, I think. That goes in there, doesn't it? Yeah. Do you want that one? No, you want a scratch. Right. There we go. All right. What I'll do is I'll start looking after these birds, make sure they're nice and fed and warm and comfy and all that. I'll end the stream on that note. It was a pleasure talking to all of you people, especially like at the very beginning, like something like 35 people just suddenly joined simultaneously for reasons I do not understand. Thank you for joining. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. Don't let the door hit your butt on the way out, I suppose. And from Dr. Phil over here, have a lovely evening. Dr. Phil out. Good night, Gilly. Just in time.